Hey guys, Martin here from Awaken Realms, and today we have something really cool to show you. This is the prototype, or actually part of the prototype of Dragon Eclipse. Before we'll get into it, Dragon Eclipse is a game that super excited about because it's first of all our new first kind of new universe that we announced this year, and second of all because this is the game that we always wanted to do because it's a little bit different, a little bit fun. I will kind of get into that more in a second, but before that, few kind of points before we'll get into the prototype, just so that you'll not be surprised. And those are important ones, so please stay with me. So the first one is everything you see is a big work in progress. We want to show it to you early, listen what you guys think about it, about the gameplay and so forth. Don't worry about the components. This is not even a final prototype. This is a work in progress prototype, meaning that all the art might probably change even before the campaign and the components and everything, so don't worry about those. Also including mechanics. This is the mechanics that we've been working for quite some time. We think that it works pretty great, but again, subject to change. We still have a lot of tests going on. We also would love to hear your guys' thoughts and what you guys think, and then adjust accordingly. So with that, having all of that said, I'll just very quickly go through kind of Dragon Eclipse, and this is so just to start off. So the Dragon Eclipse will be an adventure game for 1 to 2 player, and its kind of like major focus is awesome adventure, good story, and the feeling of going through a magical fantasy world of Dragon Eclipse and kind of befriending, capturing the creatures that live them, and then then you can combat with other ones and collect them and level them up and kind of customize your deck. So there's like a lot of different aspects of the game. It is supposed to be a bit lighter on the theme than our usual games, but it is still a little bit dark. So I would say it is like a little bit in the middle, meaning that it has dragons, it has a little bit serious story that is like top notch of what you would usually expect, but it is lighter than, let's say, Tainted Grail. So there's this kind of balance that we're trying to go for, and normally you would have the whole second part of the game, which is your adventure type of the game, where you will have a story, you will make story decisions, collect items, get gold, make some kind of decisions and go through. But today we'll only show you the kind of combat part of the game, and then later on we'll also show you the adventure part of the game, because those are the two major parts. They are kind of interconnected but separate enough so that we can easily show you how we envision the combat. The idea behind the combat was easy to learn, hard to master, which is definitely easier said than done. But we wanted to do a game that is pretty fun, but also pretty manageable. The rules are easy to explain, but then you have like a lot of exciting combats. And today I will do kind of like a sample playthrough with Golomo, which is one of the earlier creatures you're gonna find. And I will be using Emberling, which is one of our first creature in our control. So very quickly, I will super quickly went through the general setup. The game is set up in here, but I will just very quickly go through major mechanics of the game. So first of all, as you can see, you have an arena, and you have those standees, which will be the base version. There might be also a miniatures, so no spoilers, but there might be some miniatures. And you have those arena will be modified by the arena effect cards, and they can be like thematically. This will be right now fighting in the bramble forest, which gives us blueberries that heals us on some spots here. But there might be some other effects like lava field or some danger things that can happen over at the arena, so they can kind of be modified in a different way. Super important point is that this will be a deck builder to some extent. So we will have our creature. Here we have an Emberling, and this is a fire creature, and there are a few things that are connected with our creature, and a few things that we can basically depth craft. So first of all, we have our base statistics. So we have life, we have defense, we have movement, and we have attack numbers. And all of them, those can vary. Then we have our ultimate, which is if we spend 8 elemental tokens, we can use Fire Nova, and this deals 5 wound to enemy in range 3. And the third kind of part of it is our element card. And this element card decides how can we additionally use the elemental tokens. And what can we do with it? And every element will have a little bit different usage, and the idea is also that every element will have a little bit different play style. So if, for example, one element can be much more about movement and kind of being elusive, so coming up, going back, and so forth, and other creatures might be much more heavy defensive, setting up traps and things like that. So there are like a lot of different things like those. And then we have some special cards that are, as you can see, there are cards that are connected with the elements, so only we can use those only if our creature have the same elements. And then there will be some different creature with like few elements, not only one, and also some cards that will have few elements on them, so you can kind of mix and max. But basically you will be unlocking those cards during the game, and our idea is to kind of like make this super cool experience from collectible card games where you open a pack and you have like a random set of cards and you kind of hand them. So kind of like mimic that, but without the super crazy price tag of $15 or whatever. It's just like, it will be just normal board game, but it will just have this sense of discovery that you are, you know, finding those new creatures. Some of them are super rare, some of them are not. You can capture them, and then you'll be kind of leveling up your character, getting new cards. You can then, you know, modify your strategy based on those cards, modify your deck, decide what to do, and maybe, you know, you will get some elements that you really needed and things like that. So I think that this will be super fun. They're also like, we're also wanting to add some special additions such as foil cards. This is super work in progress, but you can see basically that there will be some really sick art, and the special foil effect should add, you know, a little bit of sparkle around that. So basically we have our deck, we have our enemy, which has like an AI in here, which is very universal for all the creatures. They also have the same stats, but also they will do different things during their turn. And one extra thing that is here as well is our capture cards. So every creature we first see, there is a possibility for us to kind of catch, to befriend, to impress with our combat, so that this creature will join us. And every different one will have kind of like subset of quests that we have to do, so that we'll be able to capture it. Here there are 3 quests. We need to deal 18 plus wounds, and the creature total wounds is 24, so we need to like get to a level. The enemy needs to at least once end its turn in the exclamation mark, and we need to use our ultimate in the exclamation mark, and then you know, the quest is finished. Yeah, so this is a quick introduction, and we'll soon get to playing. Okay, so let's get to combat. Just, you know, to remind you, you'll normally have your adventure, and then, you know, at some point you'll be asked like, oh, okay, there's like a encounter, and you go in here, which is like your kind of battle map or whatnot, and then you kind of play out. You choose what creature you want to fight with, because you usually have multiple. And you know, it's also interesting because in one scenario the wounds will carry over, so there will be like a good layer of like tactical decision before you go into the combat, and then at combat it will be just purely playing in here. But then there will be some items that you can use, or some other perks that you may gain in the adventure story. Okay, cool. So let's start with our first round, and okay, let's start with our enemy. So this is Golomo. So this is an earthy creature, which is a very tanky opponent. As you can see, he has 24 health. He has only one movement, so he moves slowly, and only 2 attacks, which is not that much. But he has a special skills in here. So very quickly we need to go. We have a passive ability, so Golomo will have +2 defense for every seismic token is in range 1 out of him. So he will be generally putting out the seismic tokens, which you can imagine as a kind of like a volcano creation, or just like earthy things coming out of the ground, and he'll be setting up those kind of things, and then depending how close they are, he will be more defensive. On triangle, he will rush, which is move towards me, then attack, and then put a seismic token in range 1. And he will try to put it in closest to me. Then he will on the circle, he will want to attack, rush +2, so normal movement +2, and then attack again. So this is pretty hard. And on the square, he will put a seismic token in a range 2, and then attack and rush. So a bit further away. And he can also do an ultimate. Each player take 3 wounds for each seismic token in range 2 from them. So yeah, I mean by player it's probably creature again, just the prototype, so don't worry about it. But in general, you can see that the ultimate is pretty scary if there are some seismic token around. And the cool thing is that you will always see the next incoming attack, so you know actually what's coming. I know now that what he will do in his turn is he will rush, attack, and then put a seismic token, so I might not want to end my round next to him, or he has only attack 2, I have no defense, but maybe we'll be able. So now, what can I do in my turn? So this is basically my hand. Those are the 4 cards that I can play, and the idea is that the further I go, I get more elemental tokens. So those elemental tokens can be used either to use my ultimate or to do bonus actions for free. I can use them anytime I want in my turn. So they give you like a lot of opportunity. I can move with them, I can discard a card and draw a new card, or I can just do an attack, or I can do an ultimate Fire Nova. And there might be some more special abilities depending on my creature. So if I would use this card, even doesn't matter what it says here, I will get 3 elemental tokens. So let me see what I can do. I can do a strike, simple strike, and I can attack and then gain 1 elemental token. I can do a burning bite, which is I move, I attack, and this attack will ignore enemy defense. Right now he has 0, so it's not that sexy. And then I can do gain 1 ember and passive, so this will go to the discard, and as long as it will be on the discard, I will have +1 defense, which might be nice. And then I can also use charging, and this will gain 1 elemental token, and if this card is in the 3rd slot, unfortunately it's in the 4th slot, I would get additional +2 ember. Okay, so I think that I'm just gonna use, so just to showcase how it works, I will just do a quick round. So let's say that I will do yeah, let's start with an offensive. I will use burning bite. So first I move, so I need to move, I can move up to 2. I'll just move 1, 2 here. And then I attack, and this attack will normally ignore, there is no enemy armor, so I will just do 5 damages. This is the representative of 5 damages to him. And now I get 2 elemental tokens because I use those. And then I get, okay, what he will do, he will rush and attack. Actually, I could move away from him, but no, it's because I could use my Ember tokens to move away, but he's not making a lot of damage this turn, so that's okay. And then at the very end, I'm getting a new card, and I'm moving this one to a next slot and putting this new card in here. And this says I can attack, you may discard 2 Ember to attack again. So this is actually a very strong card. I might want to use it. Okay, so now the Golomo is doing his attack, so he's getting in here. So he is rushing, so he actually will not move because he's already in range. He will attack, so he attacks for 2 damage. I have 0 defense, so I'm taking 2 damages. And he will put a seismic token in a range 1, so he will just basically decide to put it in here. And that's it for his turn. Important thing is that once the cards, he will do his third attack, so the third turn will reach, then he does, after his attack, he will do his ultimate. And different creatures will have those ultimate triggers on in a different spaces. Okay, so now he has a seismic token in a range 1, which is busting his defense by +2, which is a bit annoying. Okay, so now it is my turn. I have 2 embers and I have a bit new cards in here. What he will do next turn, he will put a seismic token in range 2, then attack and then rush. So if I will move away from him, he will not attack me. I can also go in here and heal, but maybe, I'll probably do it. Okay, so first I will spend my Ember token to move. I can move 2 spaces, I'll move here and here. I'll get a blueberries and I will heal. And now I will probably just charge myself. So I'll just use this card, charging, to gain 1 elemental token and then 3 extra for the slot. And now I can move all of those cards that haven't been used. They are moving up to the track, so I will get more elemental tokens next turn. And I get a new card. It is a jump card. So, okay. And now it is his turn. So one thing that he's doing right now is putting an seismic token next to me in range 2. So he will put it here. Then he will want to attack, but he's not in range. So what he will do is he will rush me, so meaning move here, 1, and that will be the end of his turn. Okay, so in his next round, I know that he will do triangle, so he will rush, attack, put a seismic token in range 1, and then use his ultimate, which means that I shouldn't be near any seismic tokens because I will get a lot of damage. Right now he also has +4 defense because of 2 seismic tokens, so this is a bit annoying. So let me see what I can do. I could actually use the defensive stance and then I will increase my just run away from him, rush attack, so he'll get to me 1 point. So okay, so I actually need to okay, so let me move twice. Yes, and by 4, so 1, 2, that's my 1 elemental token, and then another move 1, 2 here. And okay, now I'm 4 spaces away, so he shouldn't get me. And then I'm using defensive stance, which gives me 1 elemental tokens. I'll get +1 defense and 3 elemental tokens because of last slot. So I'm almost charged up to use my ulti, which is nice. I'm going in here. And the new card is preparation move. You may discard any other card from the track. Oh, that's actually interesting, so I can go through my deck faster. Okay, so now the Golomo will do his third attack. So he will rush, so move by 1 towards me. He will attack, he cannot attack. He will put a seismic token range 1 here. And then he will do ultimate, and the ultimate, each player take 3 wounds for each seismic token in range 2. Unfortunately, I am in range 2, so I'm getting 3 wounds. My defense doesn't matter for this special attack, so I actually got beaten up a little bit. A small miscalculation on my point, but that's okay. And now he's done his ulti, so we're taking all those 3 cards and they go to the discard, and he will be charging his ulti again. So the next attack he will do will be attack, rush, +2, and attack. So as you can see, we go back and forth in here. I can decide either to defeat him or I can try to get my quest done and then to capture him, and then I will be able to play with Golomo in the next kind of combats. I can also use my ulti. There's the fire elements cards I can use, and also what you see here are a lot of neutral cards, which is universal, but there are like a lot of other cards that are much more interesting, connected with the fire element, and there are a lot of different elements. There will be combination of elements, so there will be like a lot of super sick plays that you're going to do. But there are also, as you can see, a lot of different interesting play styles with, you know, like setting up more tokens and those kind of special area. There's like those arenas will have their own elements. And also the idea behind this track is to kind of like reward waiting for a card. So if there's like a card on the position 1 that you're not using for a long time, then at some point it will reach the track 4, and then you get free elemental tokens for it, which is a huge boost to you know, the general power. And then you'll obviously be building up your deck, deciding what cards go in for which creature, and then just, you know, playing and having a lot of fun, I hope. So that will be the half of gameplay of Dragon Eclipse. Again, remember that this is still a prototype. It's a prototype of a prototype, so it's still work in progress. But we would really love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about those mechanics? What do you think about general the idea of the game? And, you know, just let us know. We're super happy to hear your feedback and adjust. And also there will be some other small votes before the campaign, so we can together make a really awesome game. I'm really hyped for this one. Really wanted to make a game like this for quite some time. And, you know, it's happy to see it come to fruition. So that's been Dragon Eclipse for you, and make sure to leave your feedback. Thanks.